Hello everyone, my name is Kevin, and today I want to present on chapter 8, which is listening and the 4 listening styles. The reason I chose this topic is because throughout my life, I've learned that being a good listener is a really good skill that you can use to create or build relationships with your family members, your friends, or your intimate relationships. And also, a big reason I chose this topic is because you're always going to be listening. If you hang out with your friends, if you're hanging out with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you're always going to be listening to the messages that they want to give onto you. Some messages are delicate, some messages are formal, and some messages are just, having fun. So being able to listen and translate these messages is very important as a person and as a boyfriend and as a girlfriend and as a friend. And so I want to start this presentation by explaining the differences between listening and hearing. So first of all, hearing is being able to capture noises but have no meaning. A big example of this would be your dog barking or fireworks. Also, nature, when you go outside and you hear birds singing. These are all noises that you hear but they don't have any meaning. However, when you listen, now you're able to translate these noises into meaningful words. And that's when the biggest example comes in, which is speaking. When somebody speaks to you, you're able to translate and give meaning to these noises that they're making and make them into words. So now I want to start by going over the 4 listening styles. And the first one is action-oriented listener. This is someone who is very straightforward and does not let you finish your message. So this is someone who, cuts you off and goes straight to what they want to say. So at the end of the day, this feels like this person values more of what they have to say than what you are saying. So in my opinion, this is a very bad listener. Number 2 is a time-oriented listener. This is someone who values time more than what you are saying. This is someone who looks impatient. They look like they have somewhere to be. And at the end of the day, you will feel very uncomfortable to speak to someone who is very time-oriented. So this is also someone who is considered a bad listener. The 3rd listening style is the content-oriented listener. This is someone that's really good to study with because they value detail. They value very complex information. Someone who is very intelligent. And so being able to talk to this person, you will definitely feel comfortable. You will feel appreciated because they're giving their time and their efforts to give you very detailed answers. And the 4th listening style is a people-oriented listener. I believe this is probably one of the most important types of styles that you can use as a listener because now you are able to connect with someone else on emotional levels. This is someone who invests a lot of time, invest efforts. They invest their emotional status to be able to connect with you and give you the best advice possible. Also, this is someone who is able to put themselves in your shoes so they feel what you feel. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, this is the best listening style that you can use to improve and create relationships with, your family or your intimate relationships. And in my experiences, I have gone through all these 4 listening styles. When I was younger, I was more of the action-oriented listener. I would stop people midway and give my opinion. And also, I was very time-oriented. I always had somewhere to be, so I would rush through conversations. I would look very impatient. And so this is something that shows immaturity. And now that I've grown a bit more, I use a lot of content-oriented listening when I'm studying with my friends. And, it shows that you appreciate your education, you appreciate your friends for being there for you and help you study. And lastly, the people-oriented listener, I started being this type of listener when I got into a relationship. And I was able to connect with the person, on emotional levels. I was able to feel how they felt. I was able to have an understanding what it feels like to be dedicated to someone, And so this shows more maturity And this is definitely a very good type of listening style you can use to improve, in every single area of your relationship. Lastly, I believe that this class has been very efficient in explaining, and just the professor has been very efficient in giving us the understanding of how to be a good listener. And so I just want to thank the professor for being able to explain to us in very easy words to understand